Welcome, everyone. I'm pleased to have you with us for this on-demand sales and delivery impact webinar. My name is Isaac Johnson, and I will be your contact person. If you have questions or comments, you can contact me. My contact information is on the slide, as well as at the end of this presentation. So with that, again, I'd like to welcome you to this new era in professional services and outsourcing impact webinar presented by Trinity Systems Technologies. And with that, I will now turn the presentation over to Kent Helgerston, who will move us forward from here. Kent?
Thanks, Isaac. As you can see here, we're going to start with a little bit about Trinity Systems as a company, then the new on-demand sales and delivery distribution channel, and finally the RealTime PSO software. But more importantly, we're going to look at the impact that this channel is going to have on the industry, specifically systems integration, staff augmentation, and management and strategy markets. And most importantly, how this channel is going to impact your company in terms of market competitiveness, how we can help you increase market share and drive revenue. So with that, we will then go into a little bit about who we are, what we do, and our flagship innovation. Trinity Systems Technologies is a research, development, and commercialization firm. And we specialize in these 5 techs: infotech, biotech, nanotech, BizTech, and clean tech emerging technologies. Trinity is a Georgia corporation. We're also a virtual company. But what we do is second to none. We simply identify unmet needs in the marketplace and then develop innovative, disruptive technologies to meet those needs. Our flagship innovation, guys, will drive revenue like you've never seen before. It is a cloud-based, on-demand sales and delivery architecture. And that architecture enables a new on-demand sales and delivery distribution channel. That channel is all housed within our software product called RealTime PSO. Right now, RealTime PSO is being developed on Salesforce.com and Force.com platform and will be released into the market at the end of 2015. So with that, I want to introduce our RealTime PSO expert, Tracy Oden. Tracy, it's all yours.
Thanks, Kent. Hello, everyone. My name is Tracy Oden. I am founder and CEO of Trinity Systems Technologies, a research, development, and commercialization firm, as Kent just mentioned. I am also the inventor of the on-demand professional services platform known as the ODPS architecture. The ODPS architecture is patented, and it is the backbone of our flagship software as a service innovation called RealTime PSO. We'll talk more about this awesome new innovation, which houses a brand new on-demand sales and delivery distribution channel, in just a moment. The revolution is here, a new era in professional services and outsourcing. On-demand sales and delivery. We waited a long time to bring this innovation to you. One of the really neat things about being the CEO of an innovation company is just that, innovation. It's great to be on the cutting edge and to bring something new to the world that is valuable, useful, and improves, at least in some way, our way of life. Before we delve into the innovation, I want to help you understand how the innovation came to be. Quite simply, it started with a problem. That's pretty much how all innovation began. Something doesn't work or something needs improving. For us, that happened to be the outdated RFP process. While very valuable and lucrative for companies awarded deals won by responding to the RFPs, the process is antiquated, manual, and quite simply outdated. The same RFP process has been around for hundreds of years. We no longer live in an era of paper responses and drawn-out selection processes. Today, the world moves at the speed of light, and it's automated. One of the biggest issues with the RFP process is the dwindling deal size issue permeating the systems integration and management and strategy market sectors. Gone are the days of time and materials. Today, clients require fixed cost engagements. So how does the industry deal with the dwindling deal size issue? How does firms continue to operate profitably in the world of fixed cost engagements that are no longer worth millions, but are now on average about $350K? And because of the fixed cost industry driver, if engagements are priced incorrectly, project overruns occur which eat into profits. If the engagement doesn't stay precisely in scope, in budget, and isn't delivered on time, and with the expected functionality, it could mean that professional services firms or outsourcers will not retain a profit. As a matter of fact, many operate in the red on these type deals. We're going to now speak to the article appearing on your screen. It speaks to the fact that Tata Consulting substantially missed revenue targets in 2014. The issue addresses Tata, but the issue isn't just with Tata. The issue has to do with an outdated sales and delivery distribution channel, RFPs, and modern market demands. According to this Bloomberg article, a Gartner vice president said that large deals won't be back at all. The VP went on to further say you'll start to see more modestly sized, relatively short deals because people have got to get deals through more quickly to change the business, be more competitive, and grow into new markets. As an innovation company, Trinity recognized this years ago. R&D started on this product nearly 10 years back when we first applied for our patent. Today, we have a solution to the problem. It's called RealTime PSO. Not only do we help firms overcome the dwindling deal size issue by enabling firms to receive these deals proactively rather than reactively, daily, and in quantity, but we also create 5 new untapped on-demand revenue streams that could garner a firm more than $100 million per day in each new stream. Sound incredible? You bet it does. It still sounds unbelievable to us, the product's innovator. But the reality is, it is true. And Trinity Systems Technologies is the company that is bringing this innovation to you. So hang on and pay close attention because you're about to discover why selling and delivering on demand is not a nice to have, but a must have if your professional services firm or outsourcing organization wishes to not only recoup lost profits, but to operate more profitably. RealTime PSO will enable your firm to supersede historical revenue targets at unprecedented levels. It will help you acquire new on-demand customers, again at unprecedented levels, and give first movers selling and delivering on demand the competitive edge over late on-demand adopters. So, let's get started. So what is RealTime PSO? RealTime PSO is really the world's first direct revenue generation software. As stated earlier, the software houses a new on-demand sales and delivery distribution channel that enables professional services firms and outsourcers to take advantage of 5 new untapped revenue streams. The new distribution channel does not displace the RFP channel, at least not yet, which is a byproduct of innovation disruption, but does enable firms to proactively receive many professional services engagements and outsourcing deals daily in real time, rather than wait for a single RFP deal monthly, quarterly, semi-monthly, or annually. PSO is an acronym for Professional Services Outsourcing. As such, our product is called RealTime Professional Services Outsourcing. RealTime PSO was innovated for professional services and outsourcing firms that fall under the U.S. government's SIC and NAICS categorization. This includes law firms, engineering firms, accounting firms, system integration firms, staff augmentation, and management and strategy firms, just to name a few. While most professional services and outsourcing companies can take advantage of the new on-demand sales and delivery distribution channel housed in RealTime PSO simply by subscribing to the product, RealTime PSO will only be made available to systems integration, staff augmentation, and management and strategy firms in its first release. RealTime PSO is in development. The product is being built on the Salesforce.com Force.com platform. The product is scheduled to GA, become generally available in October 2015. This webcast is designed to help your firm get prepared. RealTime PSO is a game changer. What we're going to do here is talk about the RealTime PSO patented architecture. It is important not because it is patented, though it is, but because of what this patented architecture means to you. I won't spend much time here talking techie stuff because the product's value proposition is revenue. I want to spend time really helping you understand the impact of this channel, but after all, it is a software product and you must understand what it contains. Earlier, you heard Kent say Trinity specializes in infotech, biotech, nanotech, biztech, and cleantech emerging technologies. RealTime PSO is an infotech and biztech innovation. Trinity specializes in evolutionary disruption, not revolutionary, meaning we identify unmet needs that are not yet in the marketplace, but is the next step thing that should happen. So let's take a look at what makes the RealTime PSO architecture unique. RealTime PSO is an enterprise architecture but has a unique layer of productized services that, depending on your role associated with this product, has distinct meanings. This productized services layer may mean productized services, business methods, call center queues, or revenue streams if you're a professional services or outsourcing practice operating on demand. These services, on-demand consultation, meeting contribution, deliverables outsourcing, project outsourcing, and staff augmentation, is an umbrella of categorizations by which your services can be sold on demand, fulfilled, and delivered in real time to your end clients. Next, let's talk about the enablement layer. This layer houses two very important enablers to on-demand sales and delivery: virtual contact center functionality and the internet. The RealTime PSO cloud-based software includes virtual contact center software. This is how on-demand sales and delivery occurs. Nothing revolutionary here, but still very disruptive. Disruption is a good thing when it comes to innovation. While products and services have been sold and supported using call centers for many decades, never in the history of the world have they been used to sell professional services on an on-demand basis and then fulfilled and delivered via the internet. That leads us to our next enabler, which is the network. Again, the internet. RealTime PSO, when available in October, will be accessible via the internet. It is a cloud-based solution that can be subscribed to from the Salesforce.com App Exchange or from the RealTime PSO website. RealTime PSO will be available for subscription at the practice level, so practices within a firm, when ready to operate on demand, can do so. Next, let's take a look at the presentation layer. In addition to RealTime PSO being available in the cloud, another component of the software is a client web portal. The RealTime PSO client web portal is made available to an on-demand practices end client. End clients can choose to collaborate with a firm in real time, outsource work, talk to consultants, view real-time analytics and project reports, and so much more. We'll touch more on this shortly. In addition, there are many additional functions included in the product, but will be rolled out in various releases. This includes full-scale project and program management, portfolio management, requirements and design management, development management, test management, training management, cutover management, production support management, and release management. There is e-commerce, order management, video conferencing, remote control functionality. Oh my, it's so much included in this product. Also included is various flavors of development and project management delivery methodologies to include Agile, RUP, and Waterfall methods. All real-time PSO functionality can be uniquely configured to meet the needs of the practice. Okay, now that you understand a little about our company, our product, and its value proposition, let's talk about how operating on demand will work on a practical basis. So one of the first things a practice looking to operate on demand will have to do is advertise and market their on-demand capabilities. For example, a best practice is for a firm to brand a component of its firm as, let's say, IBM On Demand, Accenture On Demand, or maybe Capgemini On Demand. The firm would then run television commercials and marketing campaigns, making B2B or B2C targeted consumers aware of their on-demand capabilities in one or all of the 5 new revenue streams. Again, those streams are on-demand consultation, meeting contribution, deliverables outsourcing, project outsourcing, and staff augmentation. The firm should include in the advertisement a real-time PSO provisioned toll-free number. The targeted consumer will be able to call the number or visit the firm's on-demand client portal, search on a practice competency, press a click to call button, and be taken into a call center environment. Either way, the targeted consumer will be able to transact on-demand services using telephony and be able to collaborate at various phases throughout the life of the engagement with the on-demand firm. This slide represents the virtual call center enablement functionality that is out of box and is used by real-time PSO consultants to sell and deliver on demand. It also depicts the web portal component, which is the real-time PSO in-client internet portal, included in subscription pricing. Now, one thing I think is important to mention here is the fact that real-time PSO website is operable today, even though the product isn't available until October. The site is in a pre-GA mode. By visiting www.realtimepso.com, that's RealTimePSO.com, you can learn more about the real-time PSO product. While there, you can also view demos that depict on-demand consultation, meeting contribution, deliverables outsourcing, project outsourcing, and staff augmentation operations. You can also request a personal product demo. Be one of the first to get a sneak preview of the product. You can also learn about real-time PSO's beta customer program, and we'll talk more about that later. You can also learn more about our partnerships and so much more. Now it's time to delve a little deeper into the 5 new untapped revenue streams soon to be made available to you. Remember, we said earlier, your practice can earn more than $100 million a day. It's now time to prove to you that not only is this possible, but can easily be ascertained, especially for existing branded firms. But before I can prove it to you, you must first understand each stream. On-demand consultation. What is it? It's just what it says. It is one or more consultations that may be sold and delivered daily in quantity. Why is this important? Because now a firm can provide its expertise to any person in any company throughout the world simply by advertising a phone number. The firm wouldn't have a need to change its business model in any way. The bill rate for a consultant will remain the same. If a consultant is billed out at $100 an hour, $200 an hour, or even $300 an hour, the practice would still receive the same in the new on-demand channel. Depending on the firm's existing brand and advertising strength, hundreds of thousands of calls could come into a call center environment daily around the globe. Take the number of calls that come into a call center environment, again, that's the call volume, and multiply it by the consultant's bill rate, and you begin to understand the power of real-time PSO. And this is just the first revenue stream. As I said, it could be more than $100 million per day in this stream alone. Calls can come into a solution center, a center of excellence, or even be routed to consultants working from home. Consultants can be full-time resources or contractors, and because of real-time PSO's virtual contact center functionality, consultants can be located anywhere in the world, totally eliminating the need for a physical location or having to house a bench. On-demand consultation is considered a micro-engagement. Again, advertising and marketing your on-demand capabilities is key. Having the ability to operate on demand and not make the world aware of this is tantamount to having a billboard up in your basement. It just doesn't make sense. But with advertising and real-time PSO, the revenue potential is astounding, even if your firm isn't an established brand. This is why the product is a game changer. If a firm can afford an effective advertisement and marketing campaign, the firm can become a disruptor itself, displacing larger firms. But it also gives established firms that are early adopters an opportunity to maintain and even strengthen its position in the on-demand space. Next, meeting contribution. Meeting contribution is simply a meeting capability. A targeted consumer can contact an on-demand firm and request that one or more consultants participate in a meeting of some type, where they can provide thought leadership in a staff meeting, brainstorming session, requirement session, or a joint application design session. The meeting participation can be a one-time meeting, a recurring meeting, a just-in-time meeting, or a scheduled meeting. Again, the bill rate is configurable by consultant. The meeting can take place via video conference, web conference, or audio conference, all in the cloud. Meeting contribution is considered a micro or macro engagement. Once again, take in consideration the number of calls that can come into your contact center based on your advertising. There is nothing to prove here. This is a science. It's as simple as advertisement, predicting customer conversion rates, and call volume. Okay, now let's take a look at on-demand deliverables outsourcing. Now we're moving solidly into projects because meeting contribution could have been a project depending on the duration of the engagement or the number of scheduled engagements and consultants. But this is where RealTime PSO really began to show even more revenue power. Deliverables outsourcing is where one or more targeted consumers can outsource one or more deliverables. Deliverables could be a paper document or a simple programming engagement. In any case, the project requires scoping, pricing, quoting, and contracting. The amazing thing is, scoping, pricing, quoting, and contracting can occur in real time. But that's not all. The project can be provisioned, meaning consultants located that can fulfill the engagement in real time and receive project notification also in real time. And get this, they can even fulfill the work immediately upon notification. No need for a targeted consumer in any company, anywhere, to create an RFP. Think about how many deliverables can be created. It can be any kind of paper deliverables, such as a functional spec, tech spec, process flows, you name it. It could even be a simple programming engagement. More complex programming engagements fall under the project outsourcing revenue stream, which leads us to project outsourcing. Now, this is where traditional RFP opportunities exist. Remember the dwindling deal size issue we talked about earlier? While our product doesn't change the fact that the deal sizes are considerably smaller today, nor does it change the fixed cost industry standard model, it does enable firms to take in these deal sizes daily in quantity. Deals can be anything from phase-based projects such as requirements, design, development, test, train, cutover, production support, or release management. They can be full-scale projects such as implementations, upgrades, replacements, or re-engineering projects. They can be technology-focused, BPR-focused, or strategy-focused. It's totally up to the practice. Again, these projects can be scoped, priced, quoted, and contracted, fulfilled, and delivered 100% in the cloud, as I just explained. While RealTime PSO is a cloud-based solution, and while sales and delivery can happen remotely in the cloud, premise-based delivery practitioners can also use the product. It makes sense. Firms can ensure a 360-degree view of all practice operations using RealTime PSO. Lastly, let's talk about staff augmentation. Again, a full-scale professional services firm, outsourcer, or staff augmentation firm can receive augmented resources in real time using the on-demand channel as well. This product has so much functionality, it is impossible to talk about all of it. One of the key things, though, worth mentioning about on-demand staff augmentation is the ability to interview temporary or permanent staff augmentation candidates via live video. One or more targeted consumers can request to interview candidates on the spot and place them on projects immediately in the cloud or on a scheduled premise-based project. Remember, all functionality described earlier still applies, and staff augmented resources can even use RealTime PSO while on engagements. So, now I know you're saying, show me the money. Prove it to us. Gladly. I'm excited to show you the revenue potential your firm can actually make. So let's view a tremendously conservative example of on-demand consultation. Let's say you have 10,000 on-demand calls coming into your on-demand contact center. We say this is conservative because if your firm happens to be IBM Global Services, Accenture, or any other branded practice with a global presence, having advertised, you can imagine how many calls will come into the call center daily. It is safe to say it will surely be more than 10,000. Actually, it would probably be more like 100,000 calls being routed into various contact centers for a large branded firm each day. Again, our product is evolutionary. So advertisement is advertisement. Sales conversion rates are sales conversion rates. Your brand strength is your brand strength, and call volume is, well, call volume. All of which is predictable, so much so it's almost a science today. Okay, so take our conservative 10,000 calls, which would be more realistic for a lesser branded mid-market firm. Multiply that by an average consultant bill rate. Remember, bill rates are different per consultant, and we are using a very conservative hourly rate for most firms. In this very conservative model, your firm can easily make $1 million per day. As I said, it's not hard to get to over $100 million per day. This will depend on the number of advertisements or marketing campaigns your firm will run, the number of markets the campaign will run in. It could be locally, nationally, or globally. The number of times the campaign will run in each market throughout the world. Specifically, broadcast campaigns that can run at various times throughout the day. It will also depend on the targeted audience size in each market for each campaign. Again, run locally, nationally, or globally. Okay, let's now take a look at on-demand meeting contribution. Let's take a look at that same conservative number of calls, multiply that by the bill rate per consultant, by the number of practitioners, number of hours per meeting, number of meetings, and, well, you're looking at about $24 million per day. Again, that's based off of a very conservative, lower mid-market, non-branded firm. The larger the brand, the more opportunity. Okay, so as I said, the proof is in the pudding. Let's take a look at on-demand deliverables outsourcing. This is where we solidly move into projects. So again, the number of calls coming in based off of your advertisement, multiply that by the bill rate per consultant. Again, this bill rate, is flexible. It's according to the bill rate of your consultants. It could be different. Multiply that by the number of practitioners. Again, this is very conservative. We're showing 2 here. It could be a larger number of practitioners required to fulfill the deliverables because it could be multiple deliverables outsourced. It could be, larger documents that require more people. You multiply that by the billable hours and then by the duration, by the month's duration. Let's take a look at that revenue. We're talking $960 million per day. That seems unbelievable. They're too good to be true. But the reality is, it is. So, on-demand project outsourcing. This is where RFPs typically live. We talked about the displacement earlier. RFPs will eventually go the way of the dinosaur as well, simply because of the new on-demand sales and delivery distribution channel. But for a while, they will obviously coexist. It would be wise for a company to sell in both channels, respond to an RFP as well as the on-demand sales and delivery channel using RealTime PSO. But when we talk about evolutionary disruption, that's what we mean. It's kind of like the horse carriage and the car. The horse carriage was the predominant way of travel at one point until the car came about. And so, the car is just faster and it's just better. It has more attributes. It's more moderate. So why not, go with the car? The fact is that, you still in this very day have horse and carriage manufacturers. But the market is much smaller than it was when everybody depended on it. And that's what disruption is all about. So it will eventually displace the RFP channel. But until that happens, and that could be years from now, but it won't be that many years, quite frankly. It'll probably be very short because to wait for a response to an RFP when you can make so much money in the new sales and delivery distribution channel, it just isn't wise. As a matter of fact, why draft an RFP when you can just outsource it? They don't do it now because companies do not have the ability to sell and deliver on demand. As a result of RealTime PSO, they will. So if you look at the number of very conservative costs, these are engagements that are being outsourced We're saying 2,000 here. Again, depending on your brand stream, it could be 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 calls, 100,000 calls coming in. It just really depends on your advertising dollar. Then you multiply that by the consultant bill rate, which is, again, we talked about, is flexible. The number of practitioners also flexible, depending on the engagement. The billable hours on the engagement and the duration of the engagement would literally give you the amount. And so we're talking about $384 million per day. See, that's where, again, the strength of this product comes into play, because in the traditional RFP channel, what are you doing? You're waiting for an average deal size of about $320,000, $350,000 that you're going after. And while you may have a big brand and you can get a whole bunch of those, it's not going to be $384 million a day, that's for sure. And to be able to have that come out to you in quantity is amazing. Lastly, here's on-demand staff augmentation. Again, 10,000 calls by the average bill rate, the number of practitioners, the number of engagement billable hours per month, and the number of engagements, the entire duration in months. And there you go, about $624 million in revenue that you would actually make. So that's pretty darn impressive. So what about it? What do you think? So now you understand what's really in it for you. It's all about new untapped revenue that can make your practice's profitability soar. So let's briefly talk about the impact of the new PSO software market and the new on-demand professional services and outsourcing operations paradigm. All right, so what is the impact? Beginning in fourth quarter of 2015, when this product GAs, Trinity will open a new on-demand professional services and outsourcing sales and delivery market. That's where companies like yours will be able to begin operating on demand because of the new software product, the RealTime PSO software product. It will also open a new on-demand sales and delivery PSO enterprise software market. As we said earlier, RealTime PSO is a new product in a new genre called professional services outsourcing. For a time, there will only be one product out there in the market. That's RealTime PSO. It opens the new door for all of this. But at the end of the day, there will be other software companies that will create PSO software, and Trinity will give those companies the rights to do so. Thirdly, it opens up all these new revenue streams that we talked about. On-demand consultations, meeting contributions, deliverables outsourcing, project outsourcing, and staff augmentation. That tremendously will drastically alter the competitive landscape. So professional services firms and outsourcing organizations will begin competing for what we call new economy customers in the new economy channel. Again, RFPs being the old economy. In the new economy channel, you can acquire new customers and establish your mind share, meaning establish your branding in the new on-demand channel using the RealTime PSO product. And larger mid-market professional services firms and outsourcing organizations must, not maybe, they must have a new on-demand presence in 2016 and beyond to remain competitive, because if you're going to rely solely on RFPs, which is the old economy channel, and your competitors are actually operating on demand, taking in new real-time capital in all of those revenue streams and responding to RFPs, those companies that are simply relying specifically on the old channel will eventually go the way of the dinosaur. So what's next? Why not become a beta customer? Trinity is seeking a few beta customers to partner with us before fourth quarter 2015 when the product GAs. Our goal is to have the beta customers do some beta testing on the product before we actually go live at Dreamforce in September of 2015. We will be debuting our product at Dreamforce. Again, what's in it for you to become a beta customer? Well, first of all, we give you a free implementation. It has about a $450,000 value, and we give you that in return for an upfront commitment to purchase a minimum of 75 end-user pilot seats for the product. And again, we will work with you to configure the application, to work with you for your advertisement and marketing campaigns, getting the workflows right and all the capacity planning and all the things that needs to happen to ensure the success of your engagement. And one of the neat things is that the product's innovator, me, I will actually work with you very, very closely to ensure your success. Your success is our success, and we want to utilize your success story, at least in terms of what we have accomplished up to that point at Dreamforce. So an opportunity for you to come to Dreamforce with us and really kind of wow them there and give yourself an opportunity to right away start branding yourself as the new on-demand sales and delivery leader. If you'd like to know more about our beta customer program, you can always just give us a call. The contact person's name is on the beginning of this presentation. It's also at the end of the presentation. So, we will very happily talk with you about that opportunity and give you more information about our beta customer program. And there it is. If interested in becoming a beta customer, your contact's name is right here in front of you. His name is Isaac Johnson, and his cell phone number and office number is there right before you. So just give him a call, and he'll be happy to give you more information, send you literature, whatever it is that you need to learn about our beta customer program. And I'd like to thank you for participating in learning more about real-time PSO, on-demand practice operations in the cloud, real-time revenue, real-time sales and delivery. Have a good day.